All right, welcome everybody. Thanks for coming again. I know you had some entertaining times yesterday. Can you hear me? You hear it all right?
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and start a little early because it's only about 120 in here. Try to get you out where it's cool somewhere. So I arrived yesterday about 4 o'clock. I'm Al Kaiser, the Camaro Chief Engineer. We got a chance to meet this crack team here in blue and black shirts yesterday. Best team in the performance business by far. Very proud of every one of them. I think what we've done with the car since it came out in 2009 is just phenomenal. Keep pushing it. This is the next chapter of the team. Some of them are new, haven't been here before. We had them come for a couple reasons. One, we love coming to talk to all of you, what you like and what you don't like about your car. We love looking at what you do to personalize your car that we built, make it yours, and want them to experience that. So when we're back in conference rooms talking about new feature content and so on, say, oh, remember that person showed me their car? It's kind of a cool idea. That's why they're here. And also so you get a chance to meet the people behind the car. So you see any of us in the blue shirts, and we got two of them in the black performance accessory shirts. Say hi to them, tell them thank you because they do a great job. So want to talk a little bit about what's new. So you probably want to hear about the T-Tops, the Berlinetta, and the Z28. Which one would you like to hear first?
IROC.
IROC's coming. After the Berlinetta. So, all right, I'm going to start the 19 by going back in time a little bit. And if you remember January 2006, I'm sorry, when we debuted the concept car at the North American International Auto Show, it was met by overwhelming success. Rick Wagner actually made the decision that we were going to do that car at that show. It was such a hot car. So we come out with it 3 years later, in 2009, March 2009, is the 2010 model. And a lot of you loved it, but we got emails, oh, why didn't you make it look like a 69? So there were people that didn't like the styling, but many of you did, many of you still have them, love the car. And then we roll around to 2012, and we mixed it up on you and changed the tail lamps, wraparound tail lamps. At the same time we introduced the ZL1, thought, well, they'll love the ZL1, the LSA in it. We're going to do something different, kind of go back to 69 style tail lamps. And they're like, why'd you say you changed the tail lamps? So then we go a couple years later and we do the 6th gen. And those of you that all of a sudden love the wraparound tail lamps said, why'd you change the car? Or it looks too much like the 5th gen until you saw it. And then you fell in love with it. A lot of you have 6th gens out here, and we've continued to push the performance and the styling and technology year after year after year. And it's time to change, right? It's time to evolve, and we're hoping to grow, continue to grow the Camaro family bigger than what it already is by getting new people interested in the car. And in order to stay competitive in this segment, you got to keep changing. So we're going to keep changing. We've been pretty successful, so hopefully that you're on the side that when you see these cars in person, they're as beautiful as we think they are, and that many of you buy them, and that we sell a lot of them, because we keep building Camaros forever, people keep buying them. And so with that said, we introduced the 19s. We have updated the front end of the LS, LT, the 4 and the 6 cylinder. Very nice refresh. We've done headlamps on the 4, 6, and 8, except the ZL1s. We did not change the front end of the ZL1 because we worked so hard on the aerodynamics. It just works for that car. We'd have to redo the whole thing. It's just, you know, with the ZL1 1LE, just over the top performance-wise, we didn't want to mess with that. Everything else gets a new front refresh. We've gone LED across the board. Beautiful signature lamps. We've also incorporated better airflow on both the 4 and 6 front end and the V8 front end. So improvement in airflow means you get to go around the autocross track and your favorite drag strip, faster with better airflow. We've incorporated the flow tie into the front end of the SS. Gets us more airflow through the front end. The rear gets these beautiful, I think these are probably the most beautiful tail lamps we've ever done on a Camaro. They look like jewels. When you see them lit at night, they look like they're floating. They're LED with the smoke look. Kind of gone back to the separated lamps that kind of harken back to the first Gen 5s. And just beautiful with the technology. Again, take a look at them at night. They look like they're floating. That goes on all Camaros, including the ZL1s. So you'll be happy if you buy one of those. See the new tail lamps. A couple of other things that we've done are things that we've done to take advantage of some of the technologies that GM is trying to be leaders at. Some of the things that we do listen to you and try to incorporate the car and make your experience better. So let's start with some of the technology, probably the biggest thing that may help push us back towards number one, which is our goal. We know that the base pricing on the car has been higher than a lot of people want. So we didn't want to just strip a car down and call it an LS. So we actually went back and we re-engineered an LS, give you a bona fide entry-level car. It's basically a $25,000 car. It's $25,995 with DFC in it. So for under $26,000, we severely undercut the base Mustang, but you still get the power driver's seat. You get semi-powered passenger seat. It has a manual fore-aft, but it has the seat recline feature. We didn't take that away from you. It has it's a unique wheel tire, and we give you OnStar, so it's a great starting point. And based off of what you all do to personalize these cars, we think it's a great starting price to get you in, and then you can take it and do whatever you want with it. So it's truly going right after the heart of where Mustang's been excelling, is at the very low end of the performance car market. We're excited about that, and this team is the team that put that together. So we're very proud of the LS. Then you move up to the LT. So where a lot of you would like to have a 2LT, but you don't want nav and all the other stuff, you just want leather seats. So we've gone to the 2LT now, basically is a 1LT with leather seats. So we're giving you what you want. You don't have to get all of the comfort, convenience things that you may not want just to get leather seats. For those people, we've created a new 3LT, which gives you all the things that the 2LT used to have, and so it gives you kind of an interim choice if you want the LT, but you don't want either the base version or everything, something in between for you. I think that's going to be a big winner. Finally, we get to say that our whole Camaro family, all the engines have a 1LE with the introduction of the Turbo 1LE, and somebody take it out on the autocross.
Straight out. Oh, yeah. We moved it out to get more people.
It's out there? Okay. So you'll see the Turbo 1LE out there, and it's in my new favorite color, Crush. I know that's a sore subject for some people, but I was just telling some customers about how, if you remember Synergy Green, we did that to do something special for our V6 customers, and all the V8 people got all over us to do it on the V8, so we did it on the V8. So we're in the business to sell cars, so we give the customer what they want. So that Hot Wheels edition was phenomenal. There's two of them sitting out there. That was such a hot color for that car that we decided to bring that out for all Camaros for 19. So you don't get all the Hot Wheels stuff. So those of you that have Hot Wheels, you have a unique car. The only 18s with that color. But I love the fact that we decided to showcase the Turbo 1LE with the Crush color. The Turbo 1LE gets the SS tires, the V6 1LE suspension, and that's a screamer. That we had a media event out in Las Vegas, and it was anything from a weekend racer to some of the professional magazine evaluators, and they all love that car. It just, there's something about that Turbo 1LE on an autocross. It's just meant to be. And so you're going to see some articles come out about that car September timeframe. I think it's going to be a big hit. I'm really glad to say that we've got a 1LE now on every engine for the Camaro. Continuing on, some of the technology for 19. Probably the biggest complaint we've had since 2010, and the kind of the legend of the Camaro is you can't see out of the back. Well, we're now offering the latest generation of the rear view camera. So I think Courtney demonstrated it yesterday, and all these 19s, I believe, have it. I know mine does, the convertible blue one out there. I mean on display here. Two SS and 2 LT.
Right, but the SS is on display.
Okay, so if you see the SS, it's basically the frameless mirror, and you have the standard reflex mirror, but you also have the full display mirror in that. And it basically, there's a camera, because the camera is mounted in the spoiler. It's only available on SS vehicles right now, but it gets rid of the rear pillar. And so you get a full 270-degree view of what's behind you. And because it's the latest generation of that, it also has a zoom feature and a height adjust and a brightness. So if you have a car, a current GM car with the full display mirror, you happen to have this mirror, because this is the newest that GM will offer in their cars. So we're one of the first users of it. Very cool. And again, it addresses one of the biggest issues that people had with the Camaro is you can't see out of the back. Continuing looking out the back, we've got now a digital backup camera. So the graphics are much more enhanced, much better to see. The sight lines are much more clear than we've ever had before, but it's the latest generation in technology there. Looking forward in car, we also offer the forward collision alert. You can go anywhere from turning it off to have a oversensitive where you're encroaching on a car in front of you too quickly. It will give you in the HUD, if you have HUD, and in the cluster, give you a warning that you've probably seen this in other GM cars, that you're encroaching at a higher rate of speed than the car in front of you. In the line of safety, last year or 2 years ago, we did the side blind zone protection. Now we offer forward collision alert. That's not available if you get a performance car with the performance data recorder, because they share the same real estate. But it's just another way to enhance the technology and safety for the car. Let's see, some of the other things. We have a new infotainment system. It's Infotainment 3. You'll see that in all the Chevy showrooms this year. The cool things about this, it has a really great voice recognition system, and it has the user profile and apps available. So you can set your user profile up to all your stations, phone numbers, everything that you want to personalize your car with a key fob. You get it to do it twice, user 1, user 2. And you can get in any other Chevy that has the Infotainment 3 system and log in as a user, and all your stations and settings follow you into that car.
Oh, wow.
Very cool technology. And Chevrolet's going through that across the board now. You'll see it start to get introduced. Chevys, and I know Cadillac, they have their version, but we're here for Camaro land, but we got it Camaro for 19, very cool. The HUD. Some of you have told us that you wish we could adjust the HUD. So we give you a setting inside the driver information center where you can adjust the angle up and down and side to side with the HUD to your liking. More appropriate for all the seat positions you can have. And just little things like that we took the time, this team took the time to make sure that we just keep offering you more and more and more. Let me jump to the SS for a second. The awesome 10L90 that's in the ZL1, we now have the 10L80, its younger brother, that's now going to be in the SS. That's the same 10-speed that some of you may have, the SUVs, the Chevys and Cadillacs that have the 10-speed. It's that same 10-speed. However, because we're performance nuts, we had a little fun with it. So it has all of the performance launch control, line lock, all those features that you come to expect now with 10-speed. It has specific shift patterns for each gear. It has the, we call it a smart decrement. So when you go from tour to sport to track, you'll get a little downshift to let you know your car is ready for you. It's really a cool feature. It gives you a really good visceral experience of being one with your car. And then this has turned me into a 2-year-old again, because we have pops and burbles. This is a term that I don't know who came up with it, but it's pops and burbles. And basically we do fuel cuts on downshifts, decels, and in fact, if you take that 10-speed and you go out and do a watt on the highway, it cracks on every gear shift. It is so cool that I guarantee you, you're going to get speeding tickets. I know firsthand. But officer, I'm just testing the car. It's really cool. What else about the 10-speed? Pops and burbles, the smart decrement. Like I said, that's just a feature that when you shift through the moding, it does a downshift to let you know, I'm with you, I'm here for you. Very cool feature. One of the other things that we've added for, I should say that the smart decrement is for all V8s. I'm sorry, pops and burbles is for all V8s and all 1LEs. As you know, all of our manuals have no lift shift, so that's not new. Also, we have the, I mentioned the visual alert, custom launch control. Oh, the blended spectrum lighting. If you like our spectrum lighting, we changed it up a little bit this year. You now have blended colors. So if you go to one of those settings along the bottom, you'll see that we've matched up like green and orange. You know, you'll see the different colors. So it'll start at the center screen and work its way back with different colors. So it's not all unique color. Just something to change up the interior a little bit. I'm going to cover my list. Pops and burbles. Oh, a couple other cool features. Predictive tack. High-end performance cars, Porsche, Ferrari, Lamborghini, they have predictive tack. So in all the automatics, we have a predictive tack now, so it doesn't have any lag time. It instantly is giving you instant tack feedback. Little thing, but it's one of those things that performance car people just keep wanting to push and make it more and more of a high-performance car. It's a real crisp RPM suite now. I really like that feature. And then one of the other really cool things that not just Camaro, but you'll start to see more Chevys this year, is we're introducing OTA, or over the air. So when you need a update, I know sometimes you get a notice that from Chevrolet saying, hey, we noticed that your car needs an oil change, we can schedule it for you. Well, now we have the ability to have your car talk back to Chevrolet. So if we need to push down a service fix for you that we can do over the air, you'll get notification that we've got like an app update, or if we're going to push new software to you for a service update, we'll let you know that's going to happen, and then you can go in and get it updated without taking your car to the dealer. It's very cool. Very cool feature. Finally, we're using the technology and the satellite capability. And you'll see that again on all the Chevy lineup here eventually, all GM cars eventually. Other than that, we've got 2 new colors. There's Riverside Blue. There's the convertible outside the tent, named after the famous track that's now a strip mall. Everyone remembers Riverside. And this one here, I'm struggling to remember the name of it.
Satin Steel.
Satin Steel, thank you. Probably covered that yesterday. So, that's an awful lot for 19. It's what we call a mid-cycle major. It's not a new. It's not just an annual. We're giving you more than that. less than a major. Again, very proud to have a Turbo 1 LE now that we have it on every engine. Very happy to have that 10-speed automatic with the SS now. It's really it's a screamer, and I've said it to the media that I think the 10-speed transmission is this generation's small block. It's that big a deal. It's going in everything. You know, Royce has mentioned the 7 or 8 vehicles going in, but it's awesome. And it's really awesome. Made it up with that SS. So I covered everything. Megan, did you want to crank out the Infotainment?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's an awful lot, and I did live up to my commitment and gave the CD numbers to the one gentleman. So I think I answered all the questions that before this. So I guess at this point, we've got almost every function of the car represented here, including manufacturing. So anybody have any questions? We're happy to take them.